CV 128. Beginning with plaintiff, would counsel announce their appearances
Games
for the record,
lawyers
please?
play. You take
Eric Bruce on behalf of Alternative Elected.
So check these guys out, man. This
Your
is
Can you hear me okay?
in Elk
I
County.
can.
Oh, great, thank you. I apologize for
And-
interrupting. Heather Shore on behalf of the surety.
You're going to see
All right.
there's a breakdown of
Counsel, this matter
communication.
is scheduled to come before the court this morning for status conference.
And I think I know why. I'll let
Notes
you see if
from the
you
file
figure
that
it
there
out.
have been a number of motions that have been filed in this case. Have any of those motions been resolved? Mr. Bruce, let me ask you.
No, Your Honor.
Has there been any conferencing regarding any of the issues that are raised in these motions?
Yes, Your Honor. Our position is that we're available for depositions. We provided all the documents that are appropriate and necessary for the matter, and we'll be available pretty much anytime with a couple exceptions. One is that my client is a master electrician, the only one with his company, and he needs to be there to keep his people on the job. So we've suggested that half days in the afternoon, he'd be available pretty much any time. We've also suggested that.
And see, I think that's just a limitation because they know they can get away with it. Master electrician has to be on the scene all day. I don't know, maybe depending on the scene, but damn.
Each sheet for each employee, nor have we produced copies of the receipts for invoices for purchase of equipment that was used on the job. We don't think those are necessary for the determination of the matter, and
we'll
we
leave it
leave
up to
that
you,
to
Judge.
the discretion of the court.
All right.
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Edwards.
I would like to respond to that on behalf of the surety. I have sent, I don't know, not less than 10 emails to Mr. Bruce after verbally having a discussion during the deposition, and he doesn't respond to me. Last
Yeah,
I
guys,
checked,
I've
my
put both their
client's been
faces up so
sued,
you can see their
and
facial
I'm a defendant
expressions.
in
And
this
I read
case,
faces a
and
lot.
so
That's how
it's
I
very
tell
hard
whether
to have a
people are being
one-way
honest or
conversation.
hiding something or what.
So no, we've not resolved the issues because I cannot get Mr. Bruce to even have the courtesy of responding to me. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just very confused about the documents and how they were produced. There were certificates of service stating that my office had received documents when we hadn't. And I don't need a lot in this case. I just am a very organized person, and it's been very difficult to manage the information in the way it's coming in. And then there just seems to be a lack of communication.
Mr. Bruce, can you address this communication issue?
I'll try. I think the problem is whether the communication is directed to me or to my secretary. And I think there's been some communication that's gone to my secretary that hasn't reached me.
Yeah.
And as far as discussing matters with Ms. Shore, I'm ready to do that most any time.
Well, not according to her, Mr. Bruce.
I understand that. And I think that what's happened, like I said, is that she's been emailing Van, who's my secretary, and that hasn't been getting to me.
But that's a lame excuse.
Sure, is that
Well,
true?
I mean, you know, there's a lot of case law out there that says that we as lawyers cannot delegate duties to secretaries and then blame them. And I personally, you know, I don't know anything about that. I can just tell you that I'm emailing with an address that has his name on it. I've had other attorneys in this case email me independently and say, he doesn't seem to respond to you. Is he cutting us off, you know, from the responses? Would you share them with us? So I don't want to get in a situation where, you know, I'm questioning somebody's integrity or his secretary. I'm sure she's doing the best she can. The bottom line is we
you
just
have an
need to be able
attorney
to
on the
communicate
record
with one
saying
another and
things like,
respond
I
to
don't
each
want to get in
other.
a
And
position where I'm
we're
questioning
creating
somebody's
more
integrity. They pretty much already are.
time for the clients and the courts due to this lack of
And there's the
organization,
problem.
lack of communication.
Fees and
It's
costs
not that, it
and
doesn't need to
time.
be that big of a deal. I just want, I put in
This
my
big
motion
company
exactly
that
what
he's
I would like, and I
representing
just respectfully
obviously
ask
has plenty of money
that the
to wear out
court
the
order
small guy
Mr.
that
Bruce to
she's
take some
representing.
time and
That's
respond
the
to my
impression that I
request
got.
to get the certificates of service cleaned up, and then to please send me documents that he claims he has served on everybody. That's really all I need.
And I'd be glad to do that, and I will do that. And if you communicate with me through eBruce at KS Advocates, that's the way to get me.
You have that email address, Ms. Shore?
Yes, Your Honor, that's the email that I have sent probably 6, 7, 8 emails to. Yes, correct.
Well, I just recall, in ancient times when this court used to practice, we had something called a telephone. And I know it's an archaic thing, but you dial it and you actually talk to the lawyer on the other end. And I don't know if that's technology that's still available or not, but I might suggest that if it is, that you try doing that once in a while.
And
Yeah.
that's, to his point, Your Honor, I'm kind of old fashioned too. I believe in picking up the phone, but that was a request he made of me when we spoke, was send me an email, let me know what it is you need. He was been, very communicative at that point in time. It's just since then, when I send that email, so I'm happy to do it again. And if I don't get a response, I will call Mr. Bruce again. But I agree with you. I think that we do need to have a more personal touch.
See,
I'm trying to do what he's asking me to
he's
do.
won
I just
his
need-
delay.